with your hosts, Dana and Stephanie.
Welcome to Widow's Peak. We are your hosts, Dana Holmes
and Stephanie Neal. Episode 7 coming in hot.
Hot, hot, hot. Dating again. Wow. This should be a great show, Stephanie.
Yes, it's going to be.
Sit back, put your seatbelts on, and get ready. So, Stephanie, we out in these streets, as they say. I know, it doesn't sound right.
They say single and ready to mingle. I don't know.
Oh, wait. I don't know about that one, Stephanie. Right. I don't know about that one. We are, unfortunately, single. And, time comes and we will be faced with that, of dating again.
Yes. And when we say unfortunately, we're just speaking on the fact in our lives that we have lost our spouses.
Right. Yeah. And so this is an area that we didn't expect to be at this age. And because I thought, this love will last forever. We would be old and gray. Yeah, onto our senior years. And, my late spouse and I, we planned to be like his grandparents together until we were old and, then passed on. But no one knows the hour or the day, right?
That's right. That is so true. And that's funny, too, because we used to laugh and say, oh, we're going to be walking. You be out and about and you see people walking and they're old and he's scooting his feet. And we used to laugh and say, tell him, well, you're going to be scooting your feet and I'm going to be holding your hand. I'm like, come on, you can do it. And he's talking about, yeah, I'm going to be pushing you. Come on, lift that leg up on that step, girl. We used to laugh and say how we were going to do,
Right. Yep. So that do his part. And so now, being faced with, do you just live the rest of your life single or are you open to dating or a new love?
A new love, a new relationship, and even marriage. So, when I think about the dating and how it is now versus when I was back in the day, like they say, 20 years ago, when I was married, now how they date is totally different. Like, I don't know. The challenges that women are facing or dealing with, I'm not that woman. I just, I don't know. I'm just different when it comes to the dating part of it,
Right.
Like I said, I was married 20 years and my husband been deceased 7. Which I didn't really decide to, really wasn't ready until probably about 3 years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. Maybe 3 years ago.
It was like,
and when I said I thought I was ready. Yeah. And when I said I was ready, and I started looking and trying to understand how they date now, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready.
I think it comes in an unexpected way for some people as well, because you may not actually say I'm ready and then start. It just may just present itself. And I think for me, when I look at dating and when a widow may be ready, or myself, I say it as if I'm unrelated to that audience, but when you have been in a good marriage, a good relationship that you loved, like every part of you felt respected, loved, cherished, you felt protected, you had that financial support, when that's gone, I'm gonna speak personally, you miss that. You miss that that feeling or that relation. I'm not going to say the feeling, that relationship. But there are some people that may have been in a marriage or relationship, and then their spouse, they lose their spouse, and not in a disrespectful way, they may feel like, I want to be single, or I don't want another relationship, or at least not right now, because maybe the relationship they had kind of, when it ended, I guess, even in a divorce, right? You have two spectrums. You have someone that says, I miss that being married. And then you have that other person, once they're divorced, they say, Lord, you know what? I don't miss being married. Like, I'm okay, and I'm content with being single for the rest of my life. And I'm just going to do this dating thing, So where do you fall?
Right.
Where do you fall within that spectrum?
Well, at the beginning of me, my late husband passing, I didn't want to date. I didn't want anybody. I was done. I was done with, as far as dating, done as far as loving again. That was my mindset. And then I had a conversation with a very close friend of mine named Tammy. And she began to just, share some little nuggets and tell me that I should not stop loving now, and that God has more for me, and that I can love again.
Mm-hmm. And she wasn't necessarily telling you at that moment, right? But she was saying, as you look forward, not to shut it out.
Yeah.
That's what she was saying?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I had shut it out. And when you were saying that how having a good relationship or having a good marriage, and I'm going to say relationship because it doesn't necessarily have to be in a marriage, but having a good, healthy relationship, when you have that in all those aspects, not saying perfect, but good, it's hard to want to try it again because you had it all. I'm not going to say had it all. I'm going to say you had the love, you had the financial support, you had all of those things. And now you're talking about giving somebody else a chance that you may not, it may not work out, and he may not be this, he may, people, I don't know. Like I said, this dating thing is all different. I always think about what Steve Harvey always be saying, the 90-day rule or 60-day rule. Some people call it 60 days, but whatever. I'm just saying, period. A person seems to be one way, and then later on, they're somebody totally different. So you have to take all of it. It's just a lot when it comes to dating that you have to take into consideration. And then we have to deal with so many different aspects of what's going on in the world today when you talk about dating. So I think I am now at that point where I have a more open mind to date than I was when my husband first passed.
Yeah.
Now I think that I am ready to date, but I don't know if I'm ready to date to marry. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm ready. I want that marriage, and sometimes I'm just
one step at a time. One step at a time. You say companionship is good,
right?
Yeah, I can
understand. It's like dating anyway, but it just depends. Really, it just depends. I think it depends on where you are at that time in your life.
Right. So let me ask you: when you were dating your husband, did you compare him to anyone, like your father or a male figure that was in your life?
I didn't. Subconscious, I did. You know what I mean?
It was certain qualities.
Didn't purposely try to. Right. I didn't purposely try to do it, but as I began and started dating, I was like, oh, okay. I like that. Oh, that's what my daddy do. I like.
Well, like what qualities? Like
it
what?
Was my daddy.
Like what?
My daddy made sure that we was provided for.
Okay.
He made sure financially we had whatever we needed, and the opening, the closing of the door. And then when I met my husband, he was the same way, and I liked that about him.
Right.
So yeah, but I wasn't trying to.
Sure.
compare, but in reality, I would guess I was. I just didn't realize that I was.
Because that male role model in your life does make a difference. And because you're a female and you like those qualities that are different that we don't innately have. For me, I agree. I loved certain things. I liked certain things about my father. He made me feel secure when I was with him. He was a great provider. We could have those great conversations deep about various topics in the world. And he was unapologetically male. He was a strong Black male figure, and he didn't bow down or back down to anyone. He was a straight shooter, and he was compassionate. And so there were some qualities that I liked when I met my late husband, and I knew like instantly, like, wow, these are great, qualities that I realized or I recognized in him that I, had admired in my dad for years. And so I asked you that question as I transitioned to ask this question. Is it fair to compare now someone else that you might date? Will you compare him to your dad, or will you be comparing him to your late spouse? As she rolls her eyes, as she rolls her eyes.
I'm gonna say this: I would not want to be compared to anyone's late wife or companion.
That's fair.
So I try to make sure that I don't do it. But I'm sure, like I said, we do it. And my thing with that is, I don't think you're necessarily comparing. It's just that those are the qualities that you like.
Yeah.
And so if those are the qualities that you like that your late spouse had, then those are could be the same qualities that you're going to like in someone else. So I don't really know if it's a comparison, because that's just your qualities that you like in a man.
So that's your standards.
Yeah.
So as you start building, that profile, or you may already have that profile in your mind, what you preferred in your, or those preferences that you had and qualities that you had from your dad, then your late husband, they then kind of build that character and that profile for someone that you would potentially date.
Yes. It just trickled down, like I said, because you have your preference. You have, the qualities that you're looking for. You have, how you would like for this person to be.
I need you to have good credit.
And
I need you to have some ownership in something.
Yes.
Goal oriented.
Yes.
Happy. You just,
and those good qualities, right?
You just got to come happy, because I can't make you happy. Right?
Say that again. So they
you
can
got to be happy on your own and not depend on,
that's so true,
any external bodies, persons to make you happy. That's a big one, right? Yeah. Career.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Whether it's some sort of secondary education training, that could be one of those qualities as well. You don't necessarily have to have a college degree. You can have military background, things like that. But, I think at our age, it's different. At our age, that package has to already be full. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Because when I was a college student and I was dating my late husband, that was different. We both were in college. We both had those goals and things like that. But it was building credit and, purchasing homes later and all that. However, at this stage, I need a full package.
Did you see me rolling my eyes again? I know you're right. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Because if I'm gonna come with the full package, I need you to come with the full package, or at least come on halfway.